I've never heard one gay man say LGBTQAAIP unironically. Not one. In the media.
Because you just listed something that's not real and you put the P in there, which is a huge dog whistle. That's actually what anti-LGBTQ activists and bigots and hate groups do. They try to associate being gay with pedophiles. That's why whenever you hear someone put the P in the letters, boom, massive, massive red flag.
Here's Steven Crowder. Doesn't like to debate people unless they don't know that they're about to have a debate with somebody, and he approaches them on the street. This guy doesn't want to show his face on Crowder's show.
You see Hassan get Matt Gaetz with the same trick he tried to get Ted Cruz with? I saw that Matt Gaetz is now streaming on Twitch. Rep. I agree. Thanks for tuning in, Hassan the Sun. Don't forget to subscribe. He's gonna fucking, yeah, I was like, I bet he's already fucking ratioing him. It would be so easy. We're already onto you though. Child predator used Twitch to systematically track kids. Hell yeah. Let's help this ratio. Let's send it to the moon. I'm astounded that he came to Twitch thinking like no one was gonna notice. Like fucking a flex.
Imagine why. But this is a
look what Hassan changed his name to. Oh, did he do the I'm being quote tweeted so I can change my name to someone else's name? I love when people do that. I've done it many times. Gaetz pedo FBI investigation. I love doing this. So whenever you get an asshole who like quote tweets, even if you're a smaller person, you can do this. The trick works just as easy. Just change your name so that the quote tweet will say that inside it when everyone looks at it.
The segment he did on the 4th of July in Dallas.
Gay man reveals the dark side of LGBT community.
That's right. This is an expose. Steven Crowder is talking to a gay man who is telling him the stuff that you never hear, the inside scoop on what's really going on in the LGBT community.
White look, blacks, Asians, Mexicans are like, yeah, man, it's the greatest country. And then like white women are like, off.
I am the product of an immigrant family.
Where from? Oh, man, you're tall for.
Yeah, I know.
Now pause 1 second.
What is happening? Okay, I don't know if the Majority Report put that in or if that was Crowder's doing, but like, so you do need someone's permission to be able to broadcast their image. And I'm guessing this person never signed a waiver. It just seems like a very strange amount of things that you're doing to defend or protect them.
Have we decided whether or not we think this is even real?
Yeah,
I think it's real only because, as you'll see, the guy's really a pathetic individual, honestly.
It was Crowder? Oh, okay.
But why did they not say the country?
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say...
Yeah.
I just didn't want to dox you. You know, I mean, if we reveal that, anyone can find you in Mexico.
Are people at home going like,
it was from Crowder's team? Oh, okay.
And that deep, deep voice. And he says he's from
Mexico.
Or, I don't know, Latvia.
Right.
Or he's from Nicaragua or China or Japan or New Zealand or what? Like, why did they have to
It's Weed Lord.
redact the country?
I don't know. I mean,
That seems weird, but
because the left is so crazy that they would have.
The whole thing is just so extra, though. Why did they have to do this like weird voice warp? Why are they covered with a pink foam?
let's hear it.
They're like, off.
I am the product of an immigrant family.
Where from? Oh, man, you're tall for.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, 6'2"? 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'1".
Well, I guess it's the hair, right? It's 6'2".
All right, count 3, 1, 2.
Pause it for 1 second. So you're
This is so strange.
tall from there, so
Magenta,
I'm trying to think
sorry, I don't know my
Crowder,
hues.
like where do I anticipate
Where does he think is the shortest stereotype? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Dude, thank you so much.
No, thank you, and I appreciate, man. I know the balls it takes to stand up, and you're like, I feel genuinely bad.
I don't anymore.
Yeah.
No, I bartend. That's a liberal, like, you know, I'm liberals all over the place.
Right.
And after the Roe v. Wade, everyone was buzzing about it, and I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
This doesn't belong in a bar with alcohol and
I know.
whatever. I'm not gloating. I don't care.
Pause it for 1 second. Nobody wants to talk about the news
When they
or
drink.
the loss of like individual rights in a bar, man. That's not what a bar is for.
Bars for getting ass.
I've had so many like loud arguments about
Yes.
politics and bars that I can't like this.
I would love to see Emma go undercover as like a straight cis dude trying to pick up women in a bar. I am here to get ass. Who has ass that which I can get? I am interested in getting all of the ass.
That's exactly what you argue about.
I just like what like I can understand people, you know, that guy going like, I'm not a liberal, and just to hear these babies cry about it, but to say like that doesn't belong in a bar.
Yeah.
Also, aren't they all the free speech people right now? They're policing in which public spaces certain topics can be discussed.
Also, I think he's in Dallas here, which is kind of against the narrative of like, oh yeah, everyone wants these abortion.
Also, I have seen some of the greatest political arguments ever take place in bars. Never productive. Never. I've never seen a productive one. But I saw two people. Well, actually, this is actually a second-hand story. Someone told me about this. Two people nearly got into a fist fight because when they went to cheers for a shot, the person, you know, you say something when you cheers, right? The person was like, yeah, fuck the queen. And then they did, and the other person was a monarchist. And it was just straight up like, you take that back. I'm not taking a shot to that sentiment. It's like, nah, fuck the queen. And it's like, you take that back. I will actually get into a physical confrontation with you over a woman I will never meet who just has an unbelievably strong amount of power over me. This weird parasocial relationship I formed with the queen, but there you have it.
Restrictions. If even Dallas, the bars are overflowing with people that are pissed off at Roe v. Wade, that tells you something.
Yeah, what only liberals go to bars? All right. All right.
In a bar with alcohol and
I know.
whatever, I'm not gloating. I don't care. But also,
I think it's the end of the world. It's like, did you realize this is something to me, the Roe v. Wade thing. It's like, this is a very, very rare instance. Okay, for people who talk about the Supreme Court, right, and people talked about gay marriage, all these issues, and now there's a problem, there's overreach of government. This is a very rare instance where the court actually stepped back from power and said, we're going to do nothing with this, and states can do whatever they want. Like, anyone who just says, I believe in freedom.
voters the power.
Exactly. It's destroying democracy. I'm going, why the unelected court saying this should go to your elected officials? Like, I can't think of anything that is more pro-democratic process than that.
Yeah.
But people think it's a ban on abortion.
The people that are freaking out the most haven't even really read it.
No.
They don't understand it. They don't get it.
I know.
And so, I don't know.
I know.
Pause it. Haven't read what?
The Constitution
The decision.
or the decision.
Wait, they say is this guy claiming that like I read the decision and
Actually, it's pretty reasonable.
it's pretty reasonable. Look, what they
pretty
haven't read
reasonable.
what? Is he really suggesting that people don't get what the Dobbs decision did?
No, you got to read it close. If you don't read every word of it, you don't know what it means.
I'm still returning to what the hell Crowder was doing by asking his height.
Oh no, it's Crowder assumes that this guy comes from a country where everybody's short.
It was, you're an immigrant from this country. Oh, you're kind of tall for that, being an immigrant of that country. That's why he asked.
Yeah, it's just still a little. I just still question some of Crowder's interactions.
You're pretty muscly.
Yeah,
Like, oh, no,
that's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Whitlock thing where he was like, you played pro, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I did not play pro football.
Well, right, but
All right, so they go. Oh, is he chewing?
yeah, he's got some.
Crowder's got some dip
in his
there.
pocket.
Yeah, that or like that shredded bubble gum. All right, let's.
Haven't even really read it.
Yeah, Crowder's been a big advocate for nicotine for a while. He used to do this weird thing where he would try to be like nicotine versus marijuana, promoting cigars, and he got really upset that Joe Rogan kind of fucking blasted him for it, because there's one thing you can't fuck with Joe Rogan, and that's weed. Like, you know, he's totally fine if you want to get on there and be like, I hate women, I hate trans people, I'm not a big fan of black people, they have low IQs, and he'd be like, oh, cool, yeah, here's a platform. But if you're like, I hate weed, it's like, what the fuck? Bro, you coming at me, bro?
No.
They don't understand it. They don't get it.
I know.
And so, I don't know.
I know. No,
This is about school. Like, when I was growing up, they taught us the Constitution. They taught us our rights. They did all that. Now they're teaching something completely different. And it's ruining
I'll tell you what it is. It's white it's white women.
Okay.
It's white women. I have a joke in Senate. I'm like, we don't need to build a wall.
Pause it for one second. What did they beep
It's white women. White women, they ruined everything.
there?
He said white bitches.
Oh, I see. Well, why did they? Because they're afraid that it won't play on YouTube,
Which it will, because I just said it.
or is it that I don't
It
know.
is weird that they like blurp swears on Steven Crowder's show, because he will say just the most racist shit, like the most racist shit anyone really gets away with anymore outside of like Holocaust deniers on YouTube. Totally fine, doesn't care about that. He'll say the most transphobic shit, you know? Puts Alex Jones in a sketch where he's basically like, I'm a trans woman and I'm gonna rape you in a prison and stuff like that. Fucking horrendous, horrifying stuff. But the word bitch, it's gonna be like, beep.
I'm curious.
It's because Crowder has old people that watch his show and he doesn't want to offend them as they listen to this in the car.
It's white women.
Okay.
It's white women. I have a joke in Senate. I'm like, we don't need to build a
Did I see? Yeah, everyone. I know that Matt Gaetz has joined Twitch. I just retweeted, what's his face? Hassan putting him on blast. I thought it was really fucking funny. But first off, oh, he's already broadcast. The Ray Epps inquiry will begin soon. Episode 71.
Is release the truth. And the one person.
How long do you think this is going to last?
When he is the only person, we have direct video evidence was encouraging folks to go inside the Capitol. That's what we need answers on.
He just happens to not
Dealt with law enforcement. I see the need for.
He only streams for 30 minutes? Fuck, not putting in those hours. Those are rookie numbers, bro. I mean, he is very busy. He is very busy, allegedly trafficking children. Allegedly.
Along the southern border, we need one around every single pottery barn. Just seal them in until 2025 because they all become teachers. Sorry, true heroes. And they have never worked in the private sector. Most of them are public school teachers.
Yes.
And we even said this today. Look, you know this. As a gay man, probably better than I do. If you see a woman, she's attractive, she's with a man, she's happy, she's conservative. If you see a woman who's past the point of her window, and she's single, she's miserable, or she's unattractive,
Has colored hair.
she's always liberal. She's always liberal.
Oh, totally.
These old hags with their 12 cats because they're SJWs and realize men don't want that. Men just want trad wives they can impregnate and control forever and get all the sandwiches made for them. That's what they want. Yep, that's what every man is looking for.
Pause it for 1 second. Pause it for 1 second. What?
Oh, damn. Look at this. Sam, it's hot in there. You gotta spring for some air conditioners. My friend.
Why did he say, like, you're a gay man, so you know this?
You know this better than me.
That's the underlying, like, action.
Oh, yeah, you gotta love that. So, as gay, you're gay, right? So, as one of the gays, you probably have seen this, right? If a woman's with a man, she's happy, she's a trad wife, she knows how to make a good sandwich. That's what that means. But if she's single, alone, past her time, which means her worth, when she no longer is capable of birthing the children, she has no value to society. So when she's past that point, has about 12 or so cats, yeah, probably SJW woke scold. Am I right? Am I right?
I mean, he's just so many different layers of bigotry, but he feels like it's revelatory that there's a gay man that he's speaking to who might have misogynistic views.
Is that why conservatives have trouble finding love on dating apps? If you don't know what that is a reference to, apparently there was a conservative dating app that is having a ton of fucking trouble right now getting a women's base. They're getting men. There's a lot of men in it, but the selection of men and ratio to women is very, very low because, surprise, surprise, it would seem there's just not a huge demand for women to be trad wives. Yeah, it's not as popular today as it once was. Kind of seems like maybe it was something that was never inherently popular and more something that women were just forced into, this whole indentured servitude. You should become birthing pods, breeding mares for us, and also our personal cooks and cleaners and all that. That life kind of really shit, and maybe that's not what everyone wants to do anymore. Just a thought, just a theory, a wives theory, you know?
Views like him, right? Because he's grouping gay men with women in his mind.
So odd.
You're a gay man, you know what frigid women are like. What are you talking about?
It was Peter Thiel's conservative dating app. I didn't know Peter Thiel was behind it. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, he has money to waste, so he could do as many startups and failed startups as he wants.
Just bonding over some misogyny.
Yeah, that is just an odd sort of like handle to put on that statement. You're a gay man, so you know women are frigid. What?
She's always liberal. She's always liberal.
Oh, totally.
Like there was and it's almost all right now. Think about it. Biden is losing with under 25. He's losing with under 30. He's losing blacks. He's losing Latinos. Huge.
Absolutely.
The only place he still wins is
losing
suburban
blacks.
white women. And that's the same thing today. Black people are like, man, I'm proud to be American. And I go, yeah, what is it? Like, man, it ain't perfect, but I'm free. And then white people are like,
Oh no. I mean, this is an old article, but there are studies that say women are happier without children or a spouse. Behavioral scientist Paul Dolan says traditional markers of success no longer apply. Lies. Fools. What does the conservative New York Post say? Unmarried women are the healthiest and happiest? No! Fuck. Damn it. We must train them. We have to teach these women what's good for them. They don't know it, all right? But they will soon. They will be happiest if they make us the sandwiches, if they give birth to the kids, and maybe the occasional cleaning of the house daily, every day. We like the house very clean, please. And cleaning of the toilet, especially. That toilet does get backed up. So that's the ideal lives for all of you. Yes, every single one. And then you might report high levels of what we'll call it melancholy. That's it. Melancholy. Yeah. You might have some melancholy, but the good news is we have amphetamines. We can all give you a bunch of amphetamines and you won't notice as much that you have to do work all day, every day, all the time. And when the man comes home, because he's had a hard day at work, making your money, by the way, to put food on your table, yeah, he wants to relax. He doesn't want to have to deal with them kids. Can't have the kids all screaming and noisy. Have you ever seen those pamphlets from like the 1930s and 1940s on how to please your man? Where it was straight up like, when your husband comes home, he will have had a very hard day at work and will not want to talk about all of the things that have been troubling you. Please keep those to yourself. Make sure the kids have had all of their playtime so that they don't have a lot of energy when he arrives and are calm and dutiful to their father. Then he will probably want to sit down and enjoy a nice glass of scotch. Provide that for him. Do not question him if he does not want to help you with anything that you need help with. This is your burden and your problem. And now, because all of that seems a little bit much, you get the amphetamines. You get all those sweet amphetamines, and then you can cook and clean all single day after you give birth, and you can pleasure your husband and then go back to cooking and cleaning all every single day, and then it's in perpetuity. That'll be your life. You'll be defined by these things, and your worth as a human being will be on how good you do those things and also how attractive you are at all times. So if neighbors are coming by, make sure you put on all your makeup, make sure you put on your best dress and everything. If you're about to go out, you have to get ready. But the man will complain the entire time about how, it takes her forever to get ready. I mean, all I had to do was put a little pomade in my hair and then move it one way. And what's she doing now? It's over an hour, sweetie. Come on, we gotta go. I'm starting to become upset with you. I might have to beat you, as I'm legally entitled to do so. Or I could sexually assault you, as I'm also legally entitled to do so. This is the dream. The absolute dream.
No, I don't think so. I'm like, really? Because the black guy you claim to speak for as marginalized, he says you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I really think it's a disconnect, and people think it's an urban thing. It has become a suburban, predominantly. It's generally women, but particularly white women. Latino women aren't nearly as liberal.
It's the white women that are shutting those black voices down, that are not saying what they want.
Well,
black people
also shutting down gay voices. With J.K. Rowling, like TERF. Really? Almost every gay guy I've spoken with is like, yeah, the trans.
Isn't J.K. Rowling a white woman? Am I missing the rules here? I mean, what's funny is they're touching on a slightly true thing, even though they're coming at it from the wrong angle, that there is definitely a problem with progressive and liberal white women who try to silence other women of color and their voices. That's a huge thing. And there's also the problem with white women not understanding their position of power in society. That's another thing. That's where the whole Karen phenomenon comes from. But that being said, this idea that it's like, well, every other woman besides white women are actually all conservative is weird racist nonsense. And sexist too. We can throw that in there.
Trans thing is a problem. Like, we're getting a little, this is going to be a problem for us because we don't want to be lumped in with that. It's like white women are like, no, TERF, it's LGBT. I've never heard one gay man say LGBTQAAIP unironically. Not one. In the media.
Because you just listed something that's not real and you put the P in there, which is a huge dog whistle. That's actually what anti-LGBTQ activists and bigots and hate groups do. They try to associate being gay with pedophiles. That's why whenever you hear someone put the P in the letters, boom, massive, massive red flag.
Yeah, sure. But in real life, I mean, I'm sure you fought running a more.
Embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I'm not even representing that. That's why I walk away.
Yeah.
I don't even go to the neighborhood anymore. I just don't want to participate in that.
Is it? But I mean, I feel like he gets some areas.
I feel like Crowder basically found one of those members of the LGB Alliance, because, you know, like, if you don't know, the LGB Alliance, it's a hate group. They're basically like, they're trying to exclude trans people from the discourse and trying to say, well, we're actually anti-trans. We're not going to do this whole, you know, coalition of every single member of the LGBT. And this is not something that's brand new, by the way. There's been other groups that have been ostracized from larger civil rights movements because it just gets too complicated, or we don't have to worry about that, or we don't have to think about that. there's also marginalization of groups within the groups. I mean, it gets even more complex when you have like black gay men versus white gay men, and like, you know, the privilege that white gay men sometimes don't even recognize they have because they are obviously oppressed for being gay, but at the same time they have advantages in society. Like, it's just it's a whole thing. Intersex people as well as asexual people especially have been ostracized at numerous times from broadly speaking the LGBTQ plus civil rights movements, because again, it's something that not everyone understands. Is this going to complicate things? Does it make it difficult for all of us? Is it civil rights for all, or just civil rights for some? You know, that kind of a, like, it's a big old thing.
They're nice. They're, you know, it's not like,
Pause it for
it's
a
not
second.
like
Wait a second. So all gay men agree with Crowder that they don't like that, and this guy doesn't go to the gay bar.
The LGB Alliance is a problem with weebies? Really? I didn't know that. They hate on the bis. Everyone hates on the bis. It's not fair. This was a really weird clip. Not just because, obviously, I have no idea if this is real. Maybe it could be. Maybe it could not be. But why did they go through... Why did they turn it into, like, fucking Grimace? You know? Like, why is the person in question this, like, ominous, strange blob? I don't know what's happening.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback, because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demo, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.